Hi everyone, this is Deborah. Today we're going to revisit Lizard Man. This was a guy that I went on numerous dates with. So this can be quite funny. I think it's funny now, but at the time it wasn't so funny. So I think I was on Match.com about 10 years ago, and I saw this man. He had a very good job. He was tall, he's handsome, but his picture was far away. There's a red flag, people. Or if they take a picture with their hat on, you can bet your bottom dollar he's going bald or he is bald. So be watching out for this stuff, people. I had dated one guy that he took a picture far away, and when I saw him, he had this big ass wart right in the middle, and he took me to Lowry's, which is now closed in Tappahannock. All I could do was stare at this goddamn huge whatever between his eyes. It was just awful. So back to Lizard Man. I think I need some water. Okay. Let's see. He met me and we went, I think, to the campground in Westmoreland, and we went to a mill, or some kind of mill where they mill flour or something. And I noticed that he was walking funny. His gait was off, and I realized he had a bad hip and he hadn't had it fixed yet because he had a bad gait. Well, I overlooked that because there was times when I had a bad gait. So then I noticed that he only had one eyeball. I didn't see that in the Match.com photo. And I asked him about it, and it was a tragic tale. When he was a little baby back in the 50s and 60s, now they have plastic blinds, but they had metal blinds, and he played with it, and it sliced his cornea, and he lost that eye. Now, his eye was still there, but it just wasn't moving. Now, I had no trouble. I had no problem with the guy with one eye. I can deal with that. I'm going deaf and my eyesight ain't so great, and I think my bra's itching. Oh my God. So I overlooked that. So we went on a couple more dates. We went to Oakton, Virginia, which is where I grew up, and he took me to a barbecue place. We had a good time. So on the fourth date, he took me to his mansion in Clifton. Clifton, Virginia is known for very well-off people. He had a swimming pool. He probably had 6 bedrooms. So I unload my luggage, go in, and I had already set my boundaries. You have to set your boundaries before these dates, people. So I said, I want my own bedroom. Well, he took the luggage right up to his bedroom, and I called him on it. I said, no, get it out, put it in my own little bedroom. Well, he didn't turn on the heat, and I about froze that night because, of course, I was sleeping alone. But I woke up to the smell of bacon. That warmed my heart, and he was making me a wonderful breakfast. Now, I went down there, and I had not had a guy make me breakfast a long time. So I'm eating my breakfast, and I start noticing something. I go, this is what he was doing. He had his tongue hanging out when there was no need to have his tongue hanging out. This is what his tongue was doing. Constantly. And he didn't retract it. It was just always hanging out. And I had never seen that before. So I got my suitcases and got the hell out of there. And I even asked him, because, some of these guys need to be told what the hell's going on. I said, do you realize your tongue is out? Do you realize that? And he goes, no. I said, go look in the mirror. I said, do you realize your tongue is hanging out? Why? He goes, oh, I didn't know. Well, I loaded up my own suitcases, got the hell out of there, but before I left, he leaned up against me on the back end of my car, and he goes, "You're not attracted to me, are you?" And I go, "No, I have no reason to lie." And I left and never saw him again. That's a lizard man. Now, this stumped me because everything else about him was wonderful. I talked to my sister, the one that's missing. She's been missing for a month. I said, "Valerie, why do you think his tongue was always hanging out?" And she's funnier than me, people. She goes, "Debbie, I think he's probably masturbating in his mind." I go, "What?" Yeah, I think her theory's pretty true. What do you all think? All right, bye.